When people usually think about Meepo, they think about the company that introduced the budget board market. With boards such as the Meepo 1.5 and the Meepo V3 being introduced to the world, Meepo was bringing boards of great value but at a cheap price tag at a time. It was to no surprise that Meepo became well known in the e-skate community. But fast forward to now, and Meepo is not the company it used to be. While they still make great boards, the way the company handles stuff is really confusing. In this video, we're going to be diving deep into the shady business tactics of Meepo. When you buy an electric skateboard, you should expect the board to last you a long time, and if the board does break down, you should be able to go back to the company to buy replacement parts. But Meepo for some reason doesn't understand that concept. When you buy a board from Meepo, there's no guarantee that the parts will still be there by the time the board breaks. Don't believe me? Let me show you some examples. Before the release of the original NLS, Meepo used these enclosures. Meepo used these enclosures on every board before the NLS was released, but then Meepo made these stronger enclosures to use on boards such as the Meepo V3, Mini 2, and NLS Pro. Once these new enclosures were released to the public, the old enclosures disappeared from Meepo's website. This becomes more apparent with Meepo's Hobby Wings boards such as the Classic Series, Mini 2 Standard, and City Rider. Meepo had 5 boards that used the Hobby Wing ESC, but over time 3 of those boards switched to the Ling E ESC. The issue here is that not only did it switch the ESC of the boards without telling customers, but also removed the Hobby Wing remote and ESC from the store page. As an owner of the Meepo Classic, I find this really annoying because now that I can't find enclosures for my board, I also can't find the ESC and remote. And what makes this even worse is the fact that the Hobby Wing ESC that Meepo uses is customized, meaning that you can't use other Hobby Wing ESCs with the board, which makes me think that Meepo is doing this on purpose. All these issues make people think that Meepo is trying to steal their money, and if I were them, I would think like that too. Like imagine buying a car, then 6 months later the car breaks down. You go to the mechanic and he says he can't fix it because the company stopped making parts for that car. So not only did the company didn't say anything to you before making this change, but you also need to spend another $40,000 to get a new car. It's upsetting, and what makes this weirder is the fact that Meepo is the only company that I know of that does this. When you go to Wago's website, they still have all the parts for the Wago 2S. It's the same for Backfire, X-Way, and Onboard. They still have all the parts for the old boards. Some people might ask, why don't you get a support ticket for the item you need? And to that I say, how long until Meepo will say they run out of these items or stop making it? Just getting Meepo to respond to you is already an issue, so I can't even imagine asking Meepo for a special request. Meepo's boards are great, but the company itself is a little bit shaky. There were things I didn't talk about such as Meepo's customer service, but I think by now people already know about that issue. I'm not hating on Meepo, I just think the way they're running stuff over there is weird. Any normal e-skate company wouldn't do the stuff they're doing over there. If Meepo still wants to be in the e-skate space, they're gonna have to change something about this to keep their position. Now, if you were paying attention, you might have noticed that when I was talking about the Mini 2, I said Mini 2 Standard, which might confuse some of you. When Meepo made the Mini 2, there were 2 versions of the board, the Standard and ER versions. But what made this weirder is the fact that these 2 versions actually use different ESCs. While the Standard version used the Hobby Wing ESC, the ER version used the Ling E ESC, which was really weird. This caught me off guard when researching for this video because later on Meepo eventually switched both versions to the Ling E ESC. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!